Now we're on page 12. I don't think she has one. Is she using credit cards? She had one of her mom's, but she's not using it. We tried that, or you wouldn't be here. The passport I slid onto his desk was clean and tight, and the tension in the building snapped shut, but that he noticed. Teased I should call him Charles. Only he wasn't that to me. Not yet. Didn't look at the passport. He stared at me. I've endured my share of mail strip. You bear I work. But this was more extensively blunt. Souls meeting in a sunstruck clearing. For an instant he seemed as shook as I'd entered his office as I was. I guess you don't work along those lines so much, tracing documents and so on. Duh, I was blithering. Not at all. In high school, she worked on the organic farm in Vermont. Saying this, I found myself flashing on the mountains, the blasted expanses I just ducked in from the blue Arabella and I. We were an awful long way from Vermont's village green redemption of the rural now. She got onto a kind of off-the-grid idea there. I think, from similarly privileged kids who didn't know any better than she did. Off the grid isn't always a terrible idea. He said this without venting any disapproval my way, as much as I invited it. No, sure, I didn't mean that. So that is the kind of thing you do. Yes. Now the blue light of his stare was the same as that sky, killing me. Perhaps in mercy, he broke the tension, opened a desk drawer at his right. Of course, the gun could come out. Or maybe this was the part of the script where he produced the bottle and 2 shot glasses. Perhaps I closely resembled the woman who had broken his heart. I leaned a little forward. The jar was deep, scrapped free of the desk heavily. He scooped his hand down low and brought out a furry gray striped football with a cone-like white snout and soft pink claws like the hands of a child's doll. That's hard for me to picture. A gray striped football with a cone-like white snout and pink soft claws like the hands of a child's doll. Oh, I surprised myself knowing its right name without even trying. An opossum. The creature's leg and thick bare tail dangled on either side of Heath's arm, but it wasn't dead. Its black eyes glistened. I sat back a little. The room had a warm, woody smell like underbrush. And now I credited to the animal I hadn't known was hiding in the drawer. I stroked the creature with one blunt finger from between the tat-like ears down its spine, seeming to hypnotize it. Or maybe it was me that was just hypnotized. Does it work like a bloodhound? I joked. I forgot to bring a scrap of clothing. So, I might get really interrupted throughout this whole video, but let's continue to read. Does it work like a bloodhound? I joked. I forgot to bring a scrap of clothing. Her name is Jean, or Jen. Maybe Jean. He spoke evenly, still Unaffronted by my flip tone. She's recovered from a urinary tract infection. If it doesn't kill her, just a pet then. Some people thought so, but they were misinformed. I took her off their hands. Ah, so now she lives in your desk. For the time being. Then what? You release her to the wild? If she lives, she probably won't. It all sounded a little righteous to me, but I didn't have the zoological grounds to quibble. Still, I couldn't keep from my impression that he cuddled the animal not for its own sake, and not even to impress me, but to salve his own desolation. Maybe just hearing about lost girls was too much for this person. I'd begun kicking myself for imagining he could locate one. What do you need to go forward? I asked. I mean, concerning Arbella. I'll ask around. He stroked the opossum, who blinked at me. Should I pay you? Let's see what I find, then we'll talk. Are there 3 other names? Other names she might go under, or names she's thrown around. Part of this time in her life. Friends, boyfriends, enemies. I think she'd quit throwing names around, quit calling home entirely. But I'll check with her mom. Anything is better than nothing. There is this one name though, I hesitate. He and Jean waited, all eyes on me. Leonard Cohen. Go on. She was a bit of a freak about him. I think that might be worth mentioning. Even before he died, I mean, it could be that's the point of this. General destination. Not to add that I couldn't think for another fucking reason in the universe a thinking, feeling teenage vegan would migrate to this locally, I believe that's how you pronounce the word. But I didn't want to insult the pristine Charles Heath and his little friend called home. You think she went up the mountain? I couldn't dismiss the coincidence. Here's what exactly as far as my southing had gotten. Mount Badley, one of those mountain uplands lay at the foot of, was home to Leonard Cohen's Buddhist guru? I don't know. It sounds like it's a temple. I'm sorry if that's an important part of religion. But I'm sorry. I just don't know how to pronounce the word. Had been for a decade, so his place for retreat. I couldn't pick it out of the lineup of white-topped peaks, but for that I had the rental GPS, or maybe now this guy. The prospect seemed to trouble him, and he waited a long time before producing his totally unsatisfying reply. Okay, I'll put it on my list. I wish he'd actually exhibit a list, even if it were scrawled on the post-it, but it was at least good to hear him invoke the word. Action items, procedures, protocols, anything but this human freak show in a red leather jacket soothing or being soothed by his comfort possum. Well, wasn't I the judgmental Alcala corridor elite? The bubble I fled. Coming west, I actually carted around on my back like a snail shell, a bubble fit for one. As my fear abated in its place, a kind of rage coursed through me. that I'd come to this absurd passage, that I placed Arabella in hands such as these, or that Arabella had placed me in them. It could be seen either way, seeming to read me again. Heath lifted his free hand from Jean's ears long enough to palm the passport into an interior pocket of his jacket. Too late for me to take it back. I was an idiot for not making a photocopy and for letting him near the original. "Where can I find you?" he asked. "I'm staying at the Doubletree just down Butt Hill, under your own name." "Yes, but what was I going to say? Could I come with you?" Maybe I'd be able to describe her. I stopped at the sound of clunking and rustling directly behind me. I almost shit my pants. Another rescue animal? The front panel of the armory slid open, and two filthy bare feet protruded sideways into the room, their ankles covered in gray leggings. The feet twisted to find the floor, and the rest of the person attached came ripping out to crouch like the animal I'd mistaken her for. A girl, maybe 13 or 14, I guess. Her black hair was laying to her shoulders and looked as though it had been cut with the nail clippers no one had taught her to use on her raw, bitten fingers. She wrapped her elbows around her knees and watched me sidelong, not turning her almond-shaped head completely in my direction. She wore a tube-like black sundress over her leggings. Her bare arms were deeply tanned and lightly furred, with sun-bleached hair contrasting with the black or sprigs at both armpits. "It's okay," said he talked past me to the girl. "She isn't looking for you." "She isn't looking for you?" Oh, the girl must have thought that Phoebe was looking for her because she was speaking about, the girl that they're trying to find. So I guess that's why the girl in the leggings came out of the armory or whatever. She sat that way, quivering slightly, pursuing one corner of her mouth. Or not pursuing. What am I saying? Pursuing one corner of her mouth. "She thought you might be an immensity of the courts," he explained. It was nice he felt compelled to account to me at all. I suppose I'd have risen from my chair. I sat again. "Go ahead," said he. The girl scurried up and into the mound of blankets on the low bed. She took the same position beneath them, huddled around her knees, her eyes poking from the top, as if from an anthill. Was it a message to me? That I should remember some lost, don't wish to be found? He lowered Jean gently back into the jar and slid it shut. "This is Phoebe," he said to the girl. "She's looking for someone else, someone who ran away. We're going to help her." "We?" I might cry now. Did the girl write on Jean when they searched together? No, she needed a bigger animal. A wolf or a goat maybe? Or maybe the detective carried her under his free arm? The one that wasn't holding the possum? Of course. "I'll find you at the Doubletree," he said to me now. It wasn't curt or rude, but I was being dismissed. I felt as though a trap door had opened under the chair. You sure I can't go along? I heard myself nearly pleading. I'd like to get the lay of the land, actually. I'm only here for one reason. Maybe after I make a few inquiries. Great, I said, then added lamely, I'll work things from my end in the meantime. The words we exchanged seemed credible enough if they'd been spoken in a credible atmosphere. Here, they seemed a tiny rehearsal. Something having no bearing on what was actually being enacted in this room. A thing I couldn't have named, and in which I was an unwilling player. Could I ask him for the passport back? I didn't. The girl watched me as I went for the door, opened it to the blinding glare. For the first time, I noticed the water dish and food bowl in the corner, Jean's meal station, or maybe the Fury's girl. The Fury girls. It occurred to me that Heath had introduced the possum by name, but not the girl. I felt demented with despair, having come here. My radical gesture to quit my privileged cage and go interpede. Take the role of rescuer. Take the role of rescuer. Yet it was as though I'd been willingly reducted, exposed as nothing more than that opossum or the girl in my blanket. My mission had defaulted to another surrender or male authority. The same wheezy script that ran the whole world I fled. All the girls waiting for their detectives, me, I'd been waiting at the DoubleTree to contemplate all the comforts I partaken, and yet I felt also the utter inadequacy of the authority to whom I defaulted. He was not even a gun or a bottle of scotch or a broken horn in his drawer, only a man-squirrel with a urinary tract infection. I was confused, to say the least. I got out of there. What is the guy? He just sees these animals, these hurt animals on the street and then rescues them and then takes them home. What is he, like a caretaker? For human beings. That was such a good chapter. I really like this book so far. And we're on chapter 4. I'm going to film the next part of me reading this book, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. And just stay tuned for the video. Sorry, I keep repeating. Stay tuned for the video that says, congratulations, you finished The Pharaoh Detective, or something like that, you know? But yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for the next couple videos, and like, not just for the next couple videos, but just stay tuned for the next videos that are gonna come out, which I'm sure they're gonna be A1. Maybe not A1 because no one is A1 or like 100% perfect, you know, but they're gonna be good, as this one is, because the book is already great. I just don't know about my profile. You know how you guys look at me, for example, you know? So yeah, just stay tuned. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share, what else? Comment, subscribe, share, like, or dislike, or unsubscribe, whatever you guys want. I don't know. I'm not trolling you. I'm literally just telling you to subscribe if you like the video or you don't like. But yeah, like I've said in a few videos, you guys aren't commenting or disliking. You guys aren't really engaging with me like I'm engaging with you guys. And you know, I would like you guys to reciprocate that in a way, for me to understand you guys on like how I can improve in videos, how I can make you guys feel comfortable, how I can, you know, do a lot of stuff. But yeah, just let me know if you guys have any suggestions. If the comments are disabled down below on this video or on any videos, you can always go to my community tab and comment there, and I'll be glad to film a video of me answering your question or suggestion or concern or whatever. Whatever you guys want to see of me, I'll do it in the future. Just go ahead and comment down below. That was a mouthful, but I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.